There. Now we got the change. It may not last. We'll see how long it lasts. But we see the heads come down. Softer through his body. He's not so frantically worried about needing to look over there. He's experienced enough now that he's going, oh, I guess I can be all right over here. They don't seem too worried about anything over there. I'm the only one all upset. I don't like being upset. Let me try to figure out how to get out of that. Hot diggity doggity. Patiently persistent in the proper position. Just keep ticking away, trying to keep his attention. Having a consequence if he doesn't. Calm, quiet once he does. Eventually he's going to figure out the best way to keep me calm is just keep his eyes on me. Not only that, he might get something else out of the deal. I might know a spot where he itches. I know. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible what I do to you. Ah. Ah. Huh? Yep. See, he's pretty. He's trying. Head comes down. That's like just like you. That's okay. And then the tension will come up again, and anxiety, and then it'll go back down. And it just, you can't help it. I'm fine. I'm all that. I'll hold my breath because I'm afraid I might have to take off and get out of here. I guess I don't. I guess I can relax. And it's contagious. you can actually, I do it a lot too. I'll simulate with myself, and they'll go, oh, I can. No, somebody else in the herd to relax, and I guess I can relax too. It's the leader relaxing. Oh, I'm going to go right with him. I love relaxing.
Red, this is the one that knocked me down to me there.
Oh.
Yeah, he has.
Ah.
But it was my fault.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was. I readily admit it.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this stupid horse did so. No, it didn't happen out of nowhere. This is.
Nope.
It wasn't all of a sudden. There's a definite pattern of things that happened before that happened.
I knew he was going to move, but I didn't think he'd move over that.
And one thing I learned is you want to scram for the stuff.
Oh. Well, we were out in the pasture, and I was shortcut, and I didn't have a home run.
What do you think?
That really is, takes time to do what it takes less time. And it takes time to do it. Take the time.
I know.
So it'll take
I know. Let's go this way. I know. You don't know what anything means yet. You just follow a feel a little bit. Hot diggity, dog diggity. Oh my goodness. See, now we got something to build on. A little bit. See how he's walking with me and leaning on me? The racehorses learn to do that because they can't pay attention to you and all the things they need to be worried about. So they lean on you, so they're touching you, so they feel you. Then they can still, they know where you're at. So they all get a good bad habit of that, pushing into that pressure. And
So you just switch directions when they...
well, you try to cause them to move away from pressure. So if they move into me, if I would have seen it soon enough, I would have, as soon as I saw him starting to move into me, I would have tried to meet that in the middle and negate it. Hey. I know. It's not, doesn't seem right. You're not my people. You only got two legs. I shouldn't follow you. There's no way you can be as strong and athletic as I am. I know. He's looking for the right answer. He wants to feel safe and comfortable. As soon as he looks to me for that answer, I'll quit causing commotion. That's not what I was asking for. Hot diggity, hot diggity. Ah. I know, it's crazy. Well, I'm trying not to ever get it tight, but I'm trying to let him know there's a boundary there. You don't want to pull out, but I want to let that. I want to let it slide, just like give a little feel online that he can feel that it's attached to something, but it's not. I don't want him to think. I don't want to pull on him, because if he finds out there's not a whole lot I can do if he really wants to go. Yeah. I know, this doesn't seem like it could be the right answer. It doesn't seem like the right answer. It is the right answer. You're going to feel better. You're not even going to know it. You're not going to understand why. You're just going to feel better. You're just going to feel better. I don't know. And you can kind of understand. That's his whole family. That's his whole world over there, and they're calling for him. He's worried that I might all be gone. If that, you got to feel for him. But I'm not going here. Dang God, just pay attention to me. I'm just making the wrong thing, making inattention difficult and attention real easy. Once that pattern's established, then that'll be his home base. Just what he's already done. We're just hacking his system. He already does that to the leader of his herd out there. If the leader's calm, he's going to be calm with him. If the leader says move, he's going to move with him. I know, it's so hard to know that. So I really don't want to start asking him for things until we got this established, that he needs to look at me for safety and comfort. One of the Pirelli taglines is think, feel, act, and play like a horse. So that's why this works, because if you're thinking like a horse, this is how they would do in a herd. If one horse wanted another horse from another herd, this is what he'd do. He'd keep picking at him until he followed him. I know, it's scary. It's scary. Your whole world's coming upside down. Keep stepping on my rope. There you go. Pay attention. He's figured out how to stop me, but he hasn't figured out how to keep me stopped yet. Yep. He's trying to come out of it, and that's kind of the deal. They're going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Instead of going, oh no, oh boy, we get a chance to practice this, because if this is a simulation of a scary, super scary situation, let's practice it now. What do we do in a scary situation? First, we need to look to the leader and say what he says. If the building's burning and the firemen are saying, "No, you're fine," okay, I guess. But if they're all going to scream and get out, you're gonna, because they're a leader in that situation. We know they're the experts. Horses don't know we're the experts yet. We got to prove to them. But we can't talk to them if they're not looking at us. Can't communicate with them if they're not looking at us. So we got to establish that real quick. Once they already know how to do it, they do it with other horses. We have to transfer that. So they look at us like a horse that they should want to listen to. I know. It's all that tension coming out of his body. Some horses are more self-confident than others, and they're fine being right brain horses. They really need to know who's in charge, so they don't have to worry. They don't have to be the guy that worries and the guy that's relaxing and the guy that's telling other people. They don't know what to be if they're all by themselves. They can't do. They're too anxious and frantic to do all four jobs. I know. It doesn't make any sense, does it? He's trying to look to me for comfort, but he's not quite sure he's going to get it. He just, I don't know what else. Seems like it's in this direction, but you're human. You're not comfort. Don't know how to be a. You don't know all about me, what I need. Yeah, that's what you're just trying to act like. Feel, think, act, and play like a horse. They're going to start treating you like a horse, and then everything they do will make a lot more sense. Ah, no. How do I get you to stop, man? Stand still so I can see where my friends are. I need to check out my friends. I need to see where they're at. I wish he'd quit bugging me. So I'm not making him, I'm just giving him a choice. Look at me, pay attention to me, or walk around stupid tight circles, yielding their hindquarters and stuff like that, worrying about the... And once they know where their leader is, then they can, especially right brain horses. Oh, if you're a leader I can trust in, I'm just gonna cuddle right up and.
Can you tell me if you ever got a right brain confident he would do anything?
Oh yeah, right brain introverts. They're really trying to do things right. Right brain extroverts, they just like to go if they understand where the walls are and how to go. They're a lot more comfortable.
Do you think he's a right brain RBI or RBE?
He's right brain.
Yeah, I know he's right.
He's probably more RBI.
Okay, because I really didn't know. I mean, I didn't. That's the only part I didn't.
He doesn't hit the end of the line and try to pull. That would indicate he's more of a introvert. He's not trying to move his feet as much.
Does that personality have anything to do with their packing order?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes, mostly, you'll see a lot of times Magic, Pat's Super Horse Magic, she was RBI. And she was pretty much leading the pecking order. But I've seen it in all. Sometimes the smarter left brain introverts are the leader. Sometimes LBEs are. You just, I've never yet seen it. Well, I don't know if I've seen that. Well, I've seen RBEs be, they're more centered. All of them are, whatever they are, but they're innately. I've seen leaders in every horsenality, pecking order leaders.
You know what? I didn't follow up on is when Pat was at your place in October, and Ron asked him what was the thing that turned Matt. He had problems with this.
Yeah.
What was the thing that turned him around? And he said, Ron, what was it that
Tom Dorrance.
told him?
You told him to stroke him under the neck.
Oh, that was Casper,
Okay.
around the jawline, something like that. I don't know what that was, but right on the jugular right here, the jugular groove.
He said he just
Yep.
made a break.
I-
What?
I think it was trust.
I think that it's like the touching on the withers. It's another point you can touch on them. That if they'll let you touch them there, then they've given it up. Sometimes Pat expands and exposes. His stories have some color. So I don't know exactly what that was all about, but.
One of the things that's really confusing me about this horse is Linda talks about left brain horses tend to stick their tongues out a lot more
Yeah.
when they're licking and chewing. And this one's tongue is coming
Yeah.
out a lot.
And that's confidence. So he does seem, and he could be innately left brain, and then through his nurture and his experience, turned into right brain.
Well, Kathy's horse, Trudy, when we took her down to Ocala when we were down there with you that one time, she was the demo horse for a short horse. And she was a left brain introvert. But when she got freaked out, she went right brain extrovert.
Yeah. Well, they can also use that, learn that. Let me try freaking out, and because they can act like any of the four quadrants at any any time. It's just what they're normally innately what they tend to be is what we talk about their horsenality. But they can look crazy, you know. They can get on adrenaline and look like a RBE.
That's what when you get on adrenaline. What Trixie said, when they get on adrenaline, they left brain introvert tends to go right brain extrovert.
Yeah. Yeah. He's tipping in the right direction, but he's not convinced yet that this is the right answer. He's got other things I got to be sure of. So sensitive. Yeah, well, that's kind of what racehorses he'd learn to do on the racetrack. They lead him like this, right up against him, and he thinks that's where he's supposed to be. And they never back him up, so they go, oh, pressure, pressure, what do I do? I push into pressure. I don't know what backup means, but I know how to push. You know, usually going forward is the answer. So let me do that. So, well, they don't think they'll ever need it.
Yeah, they just go around frontwards on that track, not backwards.
And backing them is probably one of the most valuable ways to help them start using their body biomechanically correctly. If you keep it up where they finally start yielding the pressure, like backing with his head down and with purpose, with rhythm, and not that rhythm. I got rhythm. Have you got the blues? Because his whole life has been spent not paying attention to people because they didn't make any sense, and he just that door is closed. That's not the right option. You're just not going to try that again. It just takes a lot to get him to go, well, maybe you're different. I don't know. You don't look much different, but you act a lot different. Thoroughbred. But you can see all the muscles atrophied here. He's got the dorsal bone, all that's atrophied muscle. I swear they think if these muscles are strong and this, all their neck, you see, oh, look how strong you are. Those aren't the running muscles. Those are the wowing muscles that they've got strong, or the fighting the bracing muscles that are pulling on the bit. I'm telling you, they can pull. The stories are not true. They want them to pull. They think they want them to pull. They don't realize that causes more dysfunction than anything. It's like Pat talks about, the Spanish word for brakes is freno, and it's the same word for bit. Freno. They think bit is brakes. The real control, the real brakes come when you have control of the hindquarters. That's all you have to have control of. Yeah, then you can control if they move forward or not. If you can move the hindquarters left or right, they can't go straight. Just keep, if they want to go straight, just keep pushing left, keep pushing right until they go, oop, that wasn't the answer. Now tune back in, you're the leader. Okay, what did you want me to do? But you can pull on, especially if you pull on the reins with both hands, you make them stronger. They'll learn to ignore that pressure just like they learn to ignore the pressure around their girth, and they'll just push through it because it didn't mean anything. There was never a release when they did it right, when they yielded from the pressure that you pulled on the bit. If you picked it up and they tried to release and yield away from the pressure and you didn't stop pulling, I think, well, that wasn't the right answer, so I guess the right answer is pull on it because there's no release either way. Over here, over here. He just can't help doing that. It's just his pattern. It's just his neural pathways have been built that way for so long. It's a super highway, and we just have to go, wait a minute, now there's a detour on the highway, we've got another one, and it's just a path right now, but eventually it's going to be a road, and then eventually we'll pave it, and eventually it'll be a super highway, and that'll be the direction you want to go. And that other way, you'll never think to do that anymore, because you forgot it. You forgot there's overgrown, and you can't even see the road anymore. The new path is the only way you need to go. I know Dr. Stephen Peters, I think it is, the guy that wrote with Martin Black the evidence-based horsemanship. Now he claims that after a certain age, I think 5, maybe 7, that those neural pathways can't be built or paved. But I think they can. I just think it's a longer process. You get them as babies from day one, they don't ever get a pathway they don't need to know, and you just got gold the rest of their life, as long as you keep going. It's like you would a little 2-year-old toddler going to a toy store or candy store. Oh no, you gotta stay, you can't go over here. Oh, you're not going, hey, stupid kid. You're just kind of guiding them along. That's what we're trying to do here. And eventually, as they get older and more understanding of what no means, they're going to start going up. You're going to have to do less. The same thing with the horses. We talk about do less sooner rather than more later. As soon as you see the thought cross their mind, because everything goes to their mind, comes out in their body somewhere. As soon as you learn to read what all those mean and start to shut that down, and they're just, first thing is attention. You can see how his feet get to moving. He wants to think about being out there, and he can't help but being that way. But once his eyes are on me and his thoughts are with me, he's going, let me just calm him down, relax. It actually feels better. That actually feels better. But because it's not a pattern and a habit yet, he's going to keep doing what he always does. Just like people that chew their nails. It takes a long time. You have to just be conscious of it. He's not conscious of it that he needs to be paying attention over here. It's not even in his mind. But eventually, every time he starts to chew his nails, which looking over there, I do a little something about it, and pretty quick I don't even have no reason to do that. That means he's anxious. He needs to move his feet, and I'm not. But he's going like, something tells me I'm not supposed to. But you'll see racehorses at the racetrack. Sometimes they'll stand there and dig, or weave and weave. They just have that. They're extroverted horses. They need to go move their feet, and because they can't move their feet because they're in a 10x10 stall all the time, they move them however they need to move them. It's like people that pace. You just walk around. That's just negative energy. Best thing to do for them, especially racehorses, get them out. Horses that want to move, let's go move. Let's get more fit, because you're going to need that if you're going to go 1.25 miles, 1.5 miles on Belmont Day. You're going to need all that fitness. And eventually he's gonna know, without a doubt, when he looks at me, everything's gonna calm down, and his comfort zone's gonna get a lot safer. Don't try to do step 2 and 3 before you get step 1 really good. Just like dancing, you wouldn't go dancing if you didn't get the first step very good. But 3 and 4, well, did your partner get that dance step? Did they fumble with you at the same time, in harmony with you, and synchronicity with you, or not? It's not so bad. I'm trying to make this a better deal. Being with me, I'm trying to make it a better deal than being with them. First, we got to have attention and interest. As soon as he see the anxiety coming out in his mouth, he's just not convinced that he's going to be okay. So we just keep moving around until he lets go of it. And it might just be for a couple moments he lets go of it and brings it back up again. That's just the practice of horsemanship. Just keep playing with those emotions like that. Emotions, they drive everything they do. His emotions, his fear of being alone outside of his herd, instinctually that's your wolf bait now. he needs to move his feet. He doesn't feel, he's anxious. He doesn't feel comfortable in here. He needs to move. That's why I keep moving around a little bit. Keep moving him till he decides that that kind of movement doesn't feel that good, and safety and comfort's all I really want anyway. And if I can get that just by looking at you, then it'll, but he thinks he needs to be with his herd to get that. And because he's lived that his whole life, and why would he think anything else? He doesn't have access to. Who? Oh, he did? Okay.
And they were one good thing they did do about their horses. They turned them out every year for
Yeah.
2 or 3 months. And I assume this trailer was back and forth when it was born too, when I got ready to race it.
Just a moment. Eventually that moment will be a minute, and that minute will be however long it needs to be. He just got inside his head's going, I got, where's my family? I gotta be with my family. RBIs are especially good mothers, very good caretakers. So sometimes they do make, that's why I thought when I got around Magic, I thought, oh, it's RBIs that are the herd bosses because they're such good mothers, and it's not always the case, but they're very nurturing. That's why when they once they figure out what's right, they try to hurry up and do that to give you what you want, so you can be happy, so everybody can be calm and comfortable like what they want. But until you get attention and interest, there's no sense in asking for motion. Right brain horses don't do a lot of hindquarter yields. They want to keep from doing that, because if they're yielding, they're not near as fast, and they want to be able to get wherever they need to go as fast as they can. So it's hard to get right brain horses to yield their hindquarters, or it's hard to get left brain horses to yield their forequarters. But left brain horses yield their hindquarters, so they'll come at you with their front end. They'll be real easy to move their hindquarters. Right brain horses have a hard time yielding their hindquarters because they want to stay straight and fast. Where left brain horses have a harder time yielding their forequarters because that's a dominance thing. They don't want to be pushed around. Race horses hardly ever see anybody on their right side, so they're learning not to be over there. It's hard for him to turn that way. They never turn him to the right. They're afraid if they teach him to turn to the right, they'll turn to the right off of the racetrack by themselves. I'm not kidding. Yeah, he's just a lot of anxiety. We just got to keep causing that when he's anxious like that to be cause it harder to be that way than when he relaxes and calms down. That's just, he's trying to strike out at whatever he can and get where he wants to go. He's looking for answers.
Don't put that saddle on me.
He's looking for answers. See all that sweat? That's just all anxiety. That's how bad how nervous he is inside. His engine's going 100 miles an hour. See how he can't turn his head to the right very good? I want this space. I know you don't know what any of this means. Finally. I don't believe you. I think you want to be calm, but you can't do it. I can't do it. It's too hard for me. I'm trying so hard. Well, we're getting seconds where we had milliseconds before. You just keep tapping this in, eventually it'll get to be minutes and you're a hard cookie to crack. I know, you don't want to crack. I don't want you to see inside me. I don't want you to see inside me. He said, that can't be the right answer. You humans have never said anything intelligent in my whole life. That can't be the right answer. That's why they need pony horses in America. You have to get permission in any other country other than America or North America to use a pony horse to take your racehorse to the gate. Here you have to have permission not to go without a pony. That's just the normal they've created. And everybody sees it every day, just like they watch the Hollywood movies for 50 years, the horses yee-haw, and that's how you ride a horse. So that's what we do. Exactly. He doesn't know this is a wall yet. That's not cute. That's anxiety. That is unhappiness. It's this displaced behavior. He wants to figure out how to get all that anxiety. It's just coming out in his mouth. And we can lick and chew. He can relax his jaw. Just can't help yourself, huh? Mother Nature told me to worry like I'm not the one going to be the one to get eaten, that's for sure. Nah. I know, if they weren't distracting you, huh? Well, if they weren't a distraction, something else would be. I know, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Never learned that trick before. I don't know how to do that. I learned that before. See how bad he is when he turns to the right, how he can't curve. He can't collapse the ribs on this side and curve his body like he can curve it this way. Those muscles have never been exercised. It's like if you've never thrown a ball left-handed, you're gonna throw it like, huh? No, you just want to start introducing that bend just like this. Like, it'd be easier if you just relaxed your body and bent around, because he's trying to keep me on this side. That's just going to be a down the road thing when he feels more comfortable walking past me over here, where I can turn him here until I can see he's starting to relax and get that bend. Now, stepping underneath behind will help that, but he was trying to be pretty stiff through there. It probably hurts just because, just like any stretching you've to do. It hurts if you're not flexible. It's going to hurt to stretch until you get everything stretched out. So it's probably going to be very uncomfortable for him, but it's going to be more comfortable than moving into our space eventually when we've established the boundaries in a way that he can understand. There, up, no, up, ribs, get the ribs over. That was a little better. That was nowhere near what we need, but it was better. And that's just the thing, it's like your hand. Your hand doesn't bend that way. But if you exercise those tendons, you get it to bend a lot more. Get it to bend about the same. You go at least partially the way it can bend the other way. And that's another thing that's a natural relaxer. If you stretch your ribs, if you just reached over and did this, it'd be there's something happens in the brain because of that. It sends out dopamine into your system that can help relieve anxiety, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. Simulate there is just get those ribs stretched one way or the other. Once they do that, it automatically releases, kind of like disengaging the hindquarters. Same thing. It switches something off in the brain that goes, oh, I can't run from here, so let me turn on the thinker, because I'm in a compromised situation. If I try to run, I'm going to go like this. So as soon as they cross their legs, they know intuitively a switch happens in the brain that I can't run forward. So let me think my way out of this, move out and around it, and once we get everything to a thinking level, then it's a pattern, and then they don't have to think about it. You heard conscious incompetence, and unconscious incompetence, and then conscious incompetence, then conscious competence, and then you get to unconscious competence, where you can do that, like breathing and chewing gum and walking at the same time. You don't have to think about every single thing. It's a pattern, a habit. Your neural pathways just take over. That's what we're trying to do, is build this pattern so it's just a way of being. They just go, oh, my leader's backing up, I better back up with him. I don't want to get too far away from him. He'll get to swinging that stick and string around, and that's all we've really done, is get him to think he's training me to stop moving around so much. I thought you had all the rocks out of here by now. It is a lot better. Walking into me there. He's feeling better. He's feeling better. Just every day, extend the amount of time he can stand there with you and not be worried about it. Eventually, by the third day, if you're doing this right, he's going to be scared to take his eyes off of you. Because he's going to understand the whole pattern. Oh, if I just look at you, you'll stop, we can get along good. It's taking less and less on my part to get his attention back on me. Doesn't stay on very long, but at least it's in a relaxed thinking state. He's not frantically worried about being over there. He'd still like to be over there. That's just feedback. He's telling me, this is how worried I am about being away from my family. That's good to know before I crawl on. Or if I do, it'd probably be over by his family. Unless we did this for 4 days, and then we'd be a whole different. He would think I was family. Better than family. I have cookies, and I know where his itchy spots are, and I offer to scratch him. He doesn't have to do anything but pay attention. Easy money. But his payment mostly is safety and comfort. Mostly comfort. Where a left brain introvert, they're food. Food's their big paycheck. Play is a big paycheck for a left brain extrovert. Safety's comfort for safety's what a RBE needs the most. But RBIs, they got to have the comfort. That's the most important. And that structure, the structure of the family is where they find their comfort. That they know who's leader, who's behind them, who gets the boss, who says what, so they don't have to worry about where they're getting their information. And he's the one I listen to. This is the ones I push around, and I move out of the way from those two. But everybody else, once they got that hierarchy established, and he knows who's who in the zoo. Now all I'm doing is I'm establishing I'm the new leader of this zoo. He's like, I'll bet you're not. I'll bet y'all get you to elect me. He's like, okay, you're right. You're elected. Yeah, sometimes he seems like it. He's been around longer, so acts a little different than this horse. Or he's a little fresher off the track. But all that can change really quick. Once you get this down, then we got something to work with. We got some catch stand still, and we can put the saddle on. And he's still not all with me at all, but at least he's leaving his body here with me. He doesn't feel like he have to move his feet. He's giving me a chance to prove to him I'm a better partner than those guys. I'm a way better choice. You're going to want to leave them guys every day come play with me. It's going to be a way better deal for you. Better treats, better food. That's the real key. Once they know you got something they like, once you know where those itchy spots are. We got horses that'll just come up and kind of rudely walk into you to get right where the spot is that they want to be. As long as it's not too rude, I don't, if I can't, we're in a pasture or something, can't do a whole lot about it. I'll just needle at it and go, better than that. I'll have them step away one step before I scratch them where they want it. And just little things to remind them that I'm the one that control their feet, not them. But they weren't trying to be rude. They were just going, I got an itch and I really need you to know about it so you can help me out. Oh, what a genius. He's a boy genius. I just asked him to yield his hindquarters. I got to about phase 2 on the stick and figured it right out. Horses understand pushing. They don't understand pulling so much. So we teach the porcupine games, and then they'll have an idea what that pull is. It's just pressure from the other side. They push on each other and porcupine each other all the time, but they can't pull each other. So that's not a natural thing for them. Look how soft you are. Pays a good attention. Would you like to be done?
I don't think I've ever seen him. He's had a lot to process.
Before, he thought taking his gaze away from his herd was frightening, and he would come with his head like this, and now he's all, oh, you're starting again. He's bringing his gaze to me in a lot more relaxed thinking matter, going, yeah, I'm looking at you, don't get crazy. Uh-oh, I lost him. You can just keep playing this everywhere you go. Gee, Merry Christmas. Nobody ever sent you around like that? Hey. I know, you're not used to using that leg like that. I never disengage that way. I'm no good at it. There you go. Oh, that was a nice turn. You feel better? Oh, it's all better. He's all better pony. Oh, see how much easier when he's relaxed for him to make that turn? Ribs aren't tight. He's not having a brace. Oh, you almost ran me over. Watch out for your belly. Watch out for your head. Don't run into the plan. Go that way. That's better. How are you letting him back in there? Or here? That's what I mean. Which gate? Which gate? Oh no, somebody's running over me. Let's not do that. Whoa, who's leading here? Are you the leader? You're supposed to be the follower. I'm the one with the college degree. Whoa, whoa, don't forget where we are. Okay. Excuse me. There you go. Oh. Oh, don't forget about me. I hadn't turned you loose yet. You got to come back to me for their freedom. It's the roughest life I ever had. I had all I could take of this. I got to go tell everybody how rough I had it. Just a tiny one because I need to put the camera, switch the cameras on. Hey, that's not the right attitude. That is not the right attitude. Oh, it just caught over the ears. Nah, it's just a, he's really pretty soft. He's not really pulling on the rein and trying to get away, and he's not leaving his hair real hard.
Okay, well, we got Florence.